Hello, it's Chuck from Above the Basement, Boston Music and Conversation. We met with a few of the fellas from the Boston electronic pop band Bearstronaut, David Martineau and Nate Marsden, at the Sinclair Kitchen. We quickly went through all the annoying questions, where their name comes from, and what band do they sound like, and got to the important stuff. Their appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live a year ago, what was the name of that recent Harrison Ford movie not named Star Wars or regarding Henry, whether medieval is a time period or a level of evilness, and what makes a good bachelor party. All in all, we had a great conversation. Before we begin, we'd like to give a special thanks to the folks at the Sinclair. The Sinclair is an award-winning music venue and restaurant in Harvard Square, featuring the best emerging and established touring bands and an adjacent new American kitchen with gastropub influences. The kitchen features a cozy, vibrant downstairs bar and an upstairs dining room with an open kitchen and patio overlooking Church Street. For more information, visit sinclaircambridge.com. So here is our conversation with David Martineau and Nate Marsden of Bearstronaut, recorded at the Sinclair Kitchen in Cambridge, Massachusetts.
Yeah, so for Father's Day, I got this vinyl all-in-one thing with Bluetooth, which is a modern version on yes, it looks vintage, and I understand that it's not good quality.
No, it's not.
But good enough, probably. It's like my starter set.
It's probably... Well, what happens is, because it's not weighted on the needle, it digs into the vinyl.
So it hurts it over time.
It hurts it over time.
Hey, guys, we're talking about vinyl.
Oh, all right.
Oh, what are you drinking?
We did an old-fashioned and gin and tonic.
Wow.
Trying to be good, We have his bachelor party this weekend, so we're trying to keep it light if we can.
You getting married?
Congratulations, man.
Thank you very much.
When are you getting married?
October.
What are you doing for your bachelor party?
We got
the stupidest house.
It's like a medieval mansion in upstate New York. Just like some ski chalet. And now that
so it's like The Shining.
No one's over there,
It's pretty Shining.
It's on 35 acres.
So what do you do there? What's there?
Yeah, we're gonna play like a lot of cornhole and just kind of we're like bringing dogs too, so like probably
cool.
hit a brewery and just probably enjoy the weather. Hopefully,
Yeah.
Doing nothing is pretty much
it's our MO usually.
Yeah, pretty much our favorite thing to do.
Trust me, I am not a bachelor party guy.
Yeah.
So that's right up my alley.
Yeah,
Not about it.
You just said you're going light with a G&T
because of the bachelor
you're
party.
going
Right.
to go to a bachelor party.
His bachelor party.
My bachelor party.
No, I get that.
Everybody to be there. Tickets are on sale right now.
Right.
My bachelor party.
But my point is that you're preparing rather than you are recovering.
Right.
That's what I misunderstood
Yes,
at first.
yes.
It's not really preparing. It's really kind of
Yeah.
You're getting your body ready.
Yeah.
you're just going in healthy.
Yeah, it's a little flight test.
So you're
mostly.
just drinking gin and tonics
Yeah.
to get ready
Right.
rather than,
Well, he's drinking an old fashioned.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
maybe I have 2 cocktails tonight and nothing for the rest of the week. And then we hit the bachelor party, and it just goes all downhill from there.
Do you guys think that you should crescendo up over time? Or is this like a dose a day and then boom?
Yeah,
Whoa.
no, I think it's more like dropping your tolerance. So when you actually hit the gas pedal, you go from, it's like a Tesla.
Right.
Right. Well, the last bachelor, I can't remember the last bachelor party I went to.
Must have been a good time.
Well, I'm not into the whole.
Chuck is 73.
Well, if you want to come to another bachelor party,
I've heard tickets are on sale. I heard
Yeah.
tickets are on
Yes.
sale.
Your
The
house
whole
and
Vegas.
That's a great idea.
Hangover
You're
thing.
you
it's like,
guys.
I'm not interested.
I like
that.
So where is the wedding?
That's going to be in Kendall Square.
In Kendall Square.
Is Bearstronaut going to be a part of this wedding?
I gave the boys the night off.
Thank God. Thanks.
Meaning you're not invited?
I will
They're throwing
say
me a bachelor party, and that's about
That's
it.
it.
we don't have a great track record for being involved with weddings.
That's a touchy subject.
Yeah,
actually.
most weddings I've DJ'd or the band has been like a part of in an entertainment sense has ended
It's a little
in
bit of a
divorce.
curse.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Really?
So I'm not proud of that.
But you guys are
Well.
you're invited?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
I
So
mean,
For now.
right.
Well, guys, I'm psyched that we finally got to do this. This is like a year in the making.
I know.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you guys so much for making it work.
We're
Yeah.
psyched, and like we had a thing with the Boston Music Awards,
Right.
And that's how we initially got in contact with you guys.
in fact, you guys weren't even a band a year ago, right?
We're starting a new band tonight, actually. So
Yeah.
We came up with a few good band names tonight.
Please.
No, it's
this
not.
is one of our favorite
Yeah, I was gonna
pastimes
say, we do
coming
that a
up
lot.
with
We do it all the
bands,
time.
Oh yeah.
All the time.
I think a lot of bands do that.
Oh, yeah.
You have to.
Well, where did Bearstronaut come from? Where'd the name from?
Oh man, yeah. I mean, I think we play the game because we don't like our
Yeah,
own
but
names so
it's
much.
a little bit of fantasy.
Yeah, it's a thing. I don't know. What it is.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
It's so back in like 2007.
You don't have to talk about it.
Yeah,
It's fine.
yeah, we're gonna have
Yeah.
Seriously, don't. We don't want to hear it.
All right, cool. I appreciate that. It's fine.
It's literally the most boring question we always get.
It was on the internet. There you go.
Okay, that's good enough. We're in the Butler Frogs. That's the name of our band.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Frogs.
And it's an
Fantastic.
awesome story, and I can tell you right now, it takes only about 20 minutes.
We get one more drink.
I just watched, what was that? What's that movie? The one with Harrison Ford and the...
Air Force One.
No, the one with the... In the
Indiana Jones and the Temple
6
of Doom.
days and 7 nights.
no, they just came out with a new
Regarding
one.
Henry.
Really got to watch that movie recently. If you haven't seen it recently, do
Star
it.
Wars. Star Wars.
No. No, the one with the replicants.
Oh, Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Blade Runner, the new
Right.
Blade Runner. Have you seen
Oh
it?
yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I've heard good things. I'll have to check it out.
I mean, I heard some good things and some they kind of
it's like
trashed for it.
3
but I
hours
thought-
long, right?
Well, I don't know. Maybe I saw the edited version of it.
It was pretty intense
Did
and
you see it?
weird. So, very quickly, I was in a hotel a couple months ago,
Yeah.
and I meant to rent The Greatest Showman
Oh, you went to the wrong
because
thing?
my wife, my kids loved it. I never saw it.
Yeah.
It's with Hugh
Alright,
Jackman.
Hugh Jackman and
It's supposed to be
Really
great.
in that?
I really wanted to see that actually, and for some reason,
Got the wrong one.
this other movie came on. I'm like, this cannot be The Greatest Showman. I'm like, and after
it's
like
kind of
5
a
minutes, I'm like,
circus,
oh my
but-
god, this
Were
is
your kids impressed?
this is so dark.
It's like dark
Like-
and depressing, I know. But I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was well done.
I gotta check
It
that
looked,
out.
it looked interesting.
All right.
This is a related question.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can ask you guys questions. on
Go
this
ahead.
podcast.
There's no rules here.
How is Harrison Ford doing?
Like,
Remember
physically?
he had that plane crash?
He's
Oh.
great. I think he just gets stronger with every plane crash.
He's been doing like the junkets for solo and things.
Didn't he break his ankle or something like that when he was doing that?
Probably.
I
I
think,
sprained my ankle and I was out for like 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
I mean,
wasn't it like
he's in his 70s?
He's
right?
old, yeah.
yeah.
But he looks fantastic in the movie.
Seriously.
his
my hero.
son is in a very hard rock band?
Oh, that's right. We met him. We
What's
opened
a
up
very
for
hard
him.
rock?
Get out. Wait,
What,
what?
do you remember the name of it?
No,
Oh, damn it. I'm going to have to remember the name of it.
Oh, got
and
it.
it was at Great Scott.
Is that Great Sky?
Really?
We opened up for him at Great Sky.
It was a very random gig.
Are you guys heavy?
No, but he is. They're really good. He's a
Which-
really cool guy, and
Yeah, oh yeah.
When you say heavy though, what,
Yeah,
like
what are some
give me
related
some
artists?
like
you can understand a word
it
that
was-
kind of heavy.
Oh,
Pants.
shoot, I wish I could remember what
They were so
called.
tight.
how
The
many
they're
band
chain
really
was
wallets
tight.
were on
Did
stage?
they bring their own lights?
They didn't.
Kind of
So they're
in,
not that heavy.
he had a very inappropriate shirt on. It was like,
Was he stand?
That's the standard right there. If you don't bring your own lights, you're not that heavy.
All the heaviest bands that I know bring their own
man.
lights to every.
So do you guys bring your own lights?
God
No
no.
way.
Maria, can you
don't
do us
even
a
wanna bring
favor?
our in-
You mind looking up Harrison Ford's son?
He's a band.
Google like his son
my
and a
God.
band, and we'll find it.
They were good, and we met them all. And they're great guys. They're really
Okay.
nice. So,
Alright.
which was nice to hear. 'Cause
So we opened up. We were doing a 40-minute set.
this
with
is
our
actually
friend.
about us. It's not about you.
That's
so we're just
fine.
gonna talk about
No.
I'm just here
But
to hang.
Actually,
Yeah.
Not About You is a song by David Moore, who was on our podcast. And David Moore is a great singer-songwriter, pop writer.
Yeah.
And he sings songs that actually, some of them reminded me of some of your songs. We're going back to these guys, Chuck.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was a
Contact
nice
our
roundabout.
lawyers, actually.
I appreciated that.
Some of his stuff, not all of it. Love your music.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you very much.
So really, you thought that?
A couple of them.
Okay.
A couple of them.
Like-
Yeah, I'll find them for
You
you.
really think you?
I'm not sure I agree, but certainly got the
music or
pop
what's-
sensibility.
It's a couple of them reminded me of some of the songs
Okay.
I heard from
Can I ask you
Bearstronaut.
something though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it because they sounded 80s?
No, but I'm
Okay.
going to ask you that question now.
Yeah.
And let's get it off the
get it
table.
off
We
the
got the
table.
name question.
It's
We got
the-
the 80s
done.
question.
It's the Dough Rollers is the name of that
Oh,
band.
I've heard of them.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it. That's the name of the band, the
Yeah.
Dough Rollers.
And that's
Thank you,
Harrison
Maria.
Ford's son.
Maria Landy coming through.
Maria, thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
thank you,
very
Maria.
much.
So anyway, I think that when you say 80s,
Yeah.
when I've been listening to your tunes, there are hooks and melodies and a drive to them with, yes, some synths and other things that are also done in the 80s.
Okay.
But it doesn't mean it's representative of the 80s. What's interesting is that, yes, I had that thought in my head, but it was because of the Breakfast Club
Yeah, okay.
world of those great songs that I grew up with.
Sure.
That
Yeah.
really hit me. And it wasn't because it was the 80s. It was just because they were good songs. And I think when I grew up, Chuck and I grew up in the 80s.
Yeah.
Well, Chuck grew up in the 70s more of it. No, we both grew up in the 70s. We're both the
brutal.
same age.
Throwing them under the bus.
He's such a dick.
Kurt Cobain really ruined everything. I'm writing a thesis, and my thesis statement is that Kurt Cobain literally ruined the future of everything.
So the premise is Kurt Cobain ruined the
so
future of
80s,
everything.
right?
Yeah.
They're chugging nose beers. The music is happy. Dumb flannel shirt, making sad guitar chord music, blah, blah, blah. Here we are. Donald
Well-
Trump is president.
Yeah.
1992, you're saying. That's when it's changed.
It all went downhill.
So I was out of college in '92. So the grunge thing happened when I was not listening to music as much. All that '90s music.
Yeah.
I was into the Smiths at the time. I was into
Okay.
Morrissey, and
Okay.
so I listened to that. So I listened to it a little bit. It wasn't my thing, but not
Yeah.
that. No, those are strong words that they. So Kurt Cobain to Trump. That's where it comes from.
Yeah. I'm really just looking for a clickbait headline right now.
There you go.
There's been enough years that you can say that now.
Yeah.
But if you said that in like 97,
It'd be too early.
you know,
too early.
Yeah, we're the first
And this would be
anti-Nirvana
live.
band.
This would be live on radio. There-
Exactly.
Like it'd be
Oh,
like,
yeah.
what is a
And
podcast?
instead of getting my yellow belt in Taekwondo, I'd be bringing down Kurt Cobain. 97.
I know you guys must hate being compared to other
I mean,
bands.
it-
because I hate it too when people.
Oh, compared to other
I hate
bands?
I hate the band name question more than I hate.
Okay, good.
any
Well, this
other
is the second
question,
worst
so.
question we can ask you. But the first thing I thought of before I even read your bio was Rock's music.
Oh, right
'Cause First
on.
of all,
Okay,
because
cool.
your voice is very much like what's his name?
That
it's
is
it's
utmost
very Brian
praise. Thank you,
Ferry-ish,
friend.
and it's also just lyrical, just the lilt of your voice. It kind of reminded me of that, especially because it's more electronic. I can't compare it to like Simple Minds or anything like that, or
Yeah.
like Cars. But that was where my ear went when I first
I
heard
feel
what
like
you were saying.
that's because you guys are
Sing-
like thoughtful music people. Where
okay.
it's like as soon as someone sees the keyboard, like these dudes, they're 80s.
Come on.
Look at these dudes.
Actually, my favorite compliment we ever got was after a show we played, and this kid, we played at a college in Connecticut, and this kid came up, and he was like, guys, that was amazing. My mom loves the Talking Heads.
Talking Heads.
Yeah, and I was
These are
like,
some of the great quotes.
You sound nothing like the Talking Heads.
well, I mean, maybe his mom would like us. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
We
there's
do
no
hit
reason
it-
why not to like you because you great music, but I don't think you sound like the Talking Heads.
We crush with parents for sure.
Yeah,
Like we've
parents.
played a lot of shows. We opened for fun. Yeah, we got added on like way last minute, and
We almost died.
we almost died getting there and getting home. But
Wow.
it was very strange because these people were. It was a rescheduled show. I remember because they had to cancel because of like some conflicting thing, and then they like lost the support because they rescheduled. So they got us, and then
Lucky them.
Lucky
Yeah,
them.
that's right.
You're welcome, parents. But then,
What, you mean parents like 55? 60?
yeah, I mean,
Parents of any age.
parents of any
Good
age.
point, yeah.
Yeah.
Go
But
ahead.
how old do you think I am, dude?
I'm not talking about you. He said we crush with parents.
But I'm a
Well,
parent.
Okay.
Do we crush with you?
I'm a parent
we're
too.
Crushing with you.
Yeah.
We're crushing with you.
So I'm interested. So this is a very specific sound. Was it something that kind of happened organically? You just a couple of guys who really liked that sound, or did you look for people finding this? Are you the original guys here, or who am I talking to here?
So it started in 2007, and we were much different. It was so kind of all over the place, mostly because we all came from like really different backgrounds.
Yeah.
I was playing medieval metal in high school.
Medieval metal.
Yep.
Give me an example.
I don't know if I can. I don't know. If
Truly genre.
Connecticut
band.
needed a medieval metal band, and I gave that to them. But
Is that medieval as in the time period, or is that like between mild, mid, and high evil?
I love that.
Medieval. Yes. Not quite evil. We're like halfway up.
You were like 5 out of 10 evil.
Yeah, we
I
were
like
like,
the idea of mild evil.
you
That's
could
pretty
take us
good. I've never
home
heard
to
that
your mom
before.
and put it on the CD player.
That's not-
She'd be
that's
not
not bad.
so offended.
Severe evil.
Severe, yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
That's
Sorry.
a good band name, Medieval.
Medieval. I like that.
There you go.
No, we
So you're playing evil music.
Yeah, it was just heavy screaming stuff that just like had funny lyrics, and then
VFW didn't know it hit him.
every German club and VFW and Elks Club that you could hit in Connecticut and Rhode Island. But then the other two guys, Phil and Paul, who are not here, they came from like more classic rock, Smiths, that type of thing. We brought Nate in a couple years later. I mean, it took like the first release we ever made was just like a million ideas with no real. It had a direction in the sense that it had some keyboards and some guitar, and it was like mostly upbeat stuff. It took us a while. It took us a while to kind of figure out like what sounded like us versus like we just sounding like an 80s band. Are we just sounding like a garage rock band? Because there was a lot of influences from all of us at that time, but I think we could tell like with a few songs that we started playing live that like people were responding to it. A few close friends were like, you need to chase that. Moniker and Wire.
That song definitely got the attention of a lot of like local music people in Boston.
Yeah.
That are very important. Michael Murata being one.
Yeah, you guys must know Michael, I'm assuming.
I know of him. I've heard
So
his name.
he's literally started a record label just to put that on.
He started Vanya.
Yep,
Right.
Vanya,
which is now Vanya Land. Which
He
is
started
great.
it just to do the album, right? Is that how it was?
I mean, we couldn't be more thankful.
He really helped us out. Big
Truly
time.
a modern Medici of Boston.
Wow. A
Shout out
medieval
to
Medici?
Michael, by the way.
Yes, big shout out to our good friend Michael.
So that's interesting, because it's such a unique sound. We've talked to a couple other electronic. We talked to Contact, the guys from Contact.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, great guys, and they're very different from you guys.
Yeah.
We went to college with Austin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
so where did you go? I can't.
UMass Lowell.
UMass Lowell.
So his other band, Beneath the Sheets.
Right, I remember
like,
he talked about that. Yeah.
Beneath the Sheets and Bearstronaut were like happening together, playing all the same house parties. I mean, they're still killing it. They play like every weekend, I think, like Friday to Sunday, which is insane.
Do they really?
Yeah,
oh, that's great.
Yeah, he plays a ton. Like he's playing with 1 million people.
But it's certainly unique, and it's not something that I'm a more of a singer-songwriter guy. I mean, I saw you guys first at the Boston Music Awards, not this past year, the year before.
Yep.
Which when you won. You won that year, right? Mm-hmm. It was a unique experience for me, especially in Boston. We've heard a lot of hip hop. We know like Mo Pope. I don't know if you know Mo.
Oh yeah, most of our very good friends.
We send them a lot, and Dutch Rebel
Yep.
we've had on. But the electronic kind of pop thing.
Yeah, there's been a ton of bands. Like, I mean, since we've been around, there's been a lot of truly amazing bands that are no more. Like, there's this band Mystery Roar for a while.
yeah.
They've got like members of they're all different bands now. But
Why is it called electronic pop? I mean, like acoustic pop is the opposite.
That's
of
a
that.
good point.
Synth-based.
I guess, yeah. I mean, it's a lot of
Well,
like.
it's not
really
necessarily
don't know.
all synth-based.
Every
I just
time-
don't know what they mean by electric.
Honestly, every time someone asks what our band sounds like, I have no idea what to
It's
answer. 'cause
just
I don't,
pop.
I don't feel
That's the
like,
third most annoying question after.
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, like we've won Best Electronic Act at the Boston Music Awards a few times now, and honestly, it just feels like we're robbing other artists who truly are electronic artists, quote unquote.
I mean, not to say that we don't appreciate
Oh,
the nod and
absolutely.
everything. We're super, we love being
course,
a
yeah.
part of that
Sometimes
and
it
grouped
just
into
doesn't
that.
feel like that. I mean, I feel like we may get miscategorized at the expense of someone else.
Right.
It's truly,
That's the difficulty nowadays. I mean, the crossover between different genres is so broad now.
Yeah.
We just talked about this in our last episode. How people like to put bands into a little pocket.
Yeah.
It makes it easy for them. So like you can win singer-songwriter of the year and then best rock album of the year at the same time.
This past year was the first time we ever got put up for pop, which I always found kind of weird because it's just always felt like we were just a pop band, and I love that. I'm fine with that, but I think it's just...
You mentioned recently that this new album is kind of the way that you imagine your band to be. And I think you said it in that little mini documentary.
Yeah.
What does that mean? In 2007, you guys started, and you were trying to figure out things, and you had some songs going in different directions, and now we're 11 years later.
Yeah.
I think that's a really good self-assessment of yourself, of saying, like, okay, wow, this sounds like Bearstronaut. This sounds like what we meant to do. What does that mean to you?
There were just a lot of experimental songs for a long time, and I think that, we put out 2 essentially EPs before we put out Telecoast. I think we're pretty in line with what Telecoast is. It's like, I don't think they were too far away from that. But I do think that Telecoast was like truly us as focused as we could have been as a unit and as songwriters together. We really had some amazing experiences, around that time as far as shows we were playing and trips we got to go on. So, we wrote a lot of that record in our apartments together. We were living together for a long time, so there's a lot of that. But we got to go on this amazing trip to Puerto Rico for just a few days, but we actually hunkered down in this Airbnb that we got and we told ourselves we're not going to leave here without at least half the record, which we did. And, it's a lot of conversations and a lot of debates of just what we wanted to do with things, because we had a lot of half-baked demos when we got there, so we had content to work with, because we're not going to be in a room jamming. We're more of a production band, which we've been for a long time now. It was really just truly the most focused we've ever been as a band, and I think that came out in the songs, where we were really able to capitalize on a lot of momentum and a lot of great creative energy for where we were at that point.
This album that you just came out with, is it before Jimmy Kimmel or after Jimmy Kimmel?
It was before.
It was before Jimmy Kimmel. You played stuff off this album on Jimmy Kimmel?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, both songs.
The Jimmy Kimmel thing, I want to touch on that. You guys may be sick of talking about it, but
it's so cool.
It's fantastic. I'm a huge Jimmy Kimmel fan.
I wish I saw it live.
I know.
What's up with that?
We watched it here.
That's right. I was talking to the guy, and he's like, they put up a big screen here. We're at the Sinclair Kitchen, and they put up a big screen here so they could watch it.
Hold on. Don't understand. What do you mean live if you did it in L.A.?
Oh, welcome to TV, brother.
Okay. It was pre-recorded?
Oh, yeah,
I thought it's all the same day, though.
But you were back here when it actually aired.
Right.
How long after did it air?
Only 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
So basically,
that long.
It's like us.
Yeah.
ATB, and then it takes 2 weeks to come out.
Right.
We're very similar to Kimmel in
if
that
you
way.
see Jimmy Kimmel present a band from his desk, that means that they recorded that performance at some other time.
That makes sense.
When he's in the room or he's outside, that's when they did it that
Basically,
day.
when you're a pop band from Boston, he sits at his desk and goes, I don't know who these guys are. Here they go.
He pronounced it well, and he was sitting next to some very odd dude
in a sunsuit.
with a suit.
What's his
Well, that makes sense because he's got to talk about the day's topics politically or whatever.
He's
so
a busy guy, man.
He's a busy guy.
Oh, so he was there when you were there?
Oh yeah, they did a whole show.
Is it like Carson, where if you kill, he invites you to sit down with comedy?
I don't know.
It looked like it was in a separate place though.
The room is because they have
a different audience, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the people who were there, I don't know if those people that saw us got to go to the actual taping of the show. I hope they got to see more than just us.
It was great. I saw Jonathan Ullman playing there.
Jonathan Ullman, that's our boy.
That's our boy. Yep.
Yeah.
Have you guys had him?
No, but I met him. I went and saw my friend Ali McGurk play on the Verb Hotel roof.
Oh, right on, yeah.
And I met him. He was just hanging out.
Yeah.
And he's a great guy.
Oh, John's the best.
And it's funny because I saw a picture of him. It was he put a Father's Day picture up on Facebook.
Yep.
And it was him, his father, and some other guy, and they all had big, huge beards.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's got the big.
The boys Ullman all look very,
also
very
the
similar.
best dudes of all
Cool.
time.
Jonathan's a great guy. I met him only a couple times.
Who is he?
He's a drummer.
He's for Kimmel.
Session drummer.
No. He's from around here. He won Session Drummer of the Year last year.
Yep. But what does it have to do with Kimmel?
He played with
He
us
played
on
with them
Kimmel.
on Kimmel.
Oh, he was
as like
playing drums with you guys.
Well,
He
as
played
an
like
extra.
auxiliary percussion.
He is a session drummer, and we
he's a local guy.
we give him the aux percussion, which gives him a chance to move around a little bit.
Yeah, he was
Hopefully
booking.
he enjoys
Yeah,
it. I think he enjoys it.
All right,
he's
that
a guy.
experience. So that was pretty cool, obviously.
That was crazy.
What was the aftermath of that? Because here's Jimmy Kimmel. He's got an album. It's
Yeah.
your actual vinyl or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And he's saying, check this out, Shadow, Bearstronaut. There has to be some effect.
Yeah.
Was there an effect after that?
He's like, yeah, there has to be.
Right?
There better be. I don't know. I think we're still waiting for that.
I mean, you can't make it worse.
No, I mean,
No, definitely not.
It's Shadow is by far our most played song on Spotify, if that means anything.
Yeah.
Post Kimmel.
Right.
Kimmel.
Yeah, we definitely
and-
saw the numbers spike after that, for
Yeah,
sure.
and we were also lucky enough to have it featured in Rock Band.
No way.
So
Yeah.
Shadow is now in Rock Band, and that, I mean, I think that we are getting messages constantly from Rock Band fans. asking-
That is so cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really, really unreal. And they invited us to go play our song on their Twitch channel, which is like a live video gaming streaming service.
Really?
We're all really bad at video games. So, like,
We couldn't even play our. There's people out there that can play
Yeah.
our song better than
I've never played Rock Band. I never played.
yeah.
I
It's-
tried
it's-
it once with like Aerosmith and stuff, but dude,
It's super
I'm going to do
discouraging.
Bearstronaut.
You got the Kimmel thing. Was it through the Converse rubber thing?
Yeah.
That you, what was it called? Was it what's the
Get
what's
out of the garage
we're
contest
we're
through
still in the
Guitar
garage.
Center and Commerce, yes.
What was
you
the name
won
of the
that.
studio that we were in?
Rubber Tracks.
Rubber Tracks.
Yep.
That doesn't exist anymore, does it?
Yeah, unfortunately, which is a super bummer. It was. We were really fortunate to actually get to do it in New York, technically more than once. If you were one of those bands that got to do it, it was like a dream come true, just because you got to use like the best gear. You had amazing engineers to work with.
Yeah.
Everyone that worked there was amazing.
I don't know that we'll ever get to do something like that again, but it
No,
was.
I mean, and most of the time, if you get selected for Rubber
Yeah.
Tracks, it's just a day, you know. And
How'd
So
you
how
get
long-
selected?
you just submit through the website, yeah.
And then you get like a day in the studio, and then through this, we got an entire week. There's nothing better than being able to spend a week straight in the studio. It's just like.
And that's the documentary on you, pace.com.
Yeah.
Which for anybody listening to this, it's very cool. It's like 8 minutes. It's worth your while.
That was a crazy week, and it was cool because we got to the first time we did Rubber Tracks. We worked with this guy, Jason Finkel, he's worked with like Mariah Carey, Gwen Stefani, like all these ridiculous people. And
Never heard of any of them.
they're coming up.
Pretty much know
You'll hear
them.
it soon.
So live, go ahead. You're going to say something.
No, I was actually talking about live. Go ahead.
Live.
See where you're going.
Yeah.
See where you're going. See we're on the same
up?
wavelength.
Well, you go.
Well, my question about live, the arrangements, what you do sonically, is complicated, but also like it seems much more difficult than just doing something with like electric guitar, bass, drums.
Yeah.
And it's so much more surrounding.
Yeah.
How much of that is just a feel for you, or like is it just you just rehearse the hell out of it before you're doing it, or how does that work? Because I'm interested, because just even watching you guys on the Kimmel, in the video on the Kimmel thing, I mean, you guys were really completely sonically sound. There.
Oh, thanks. To be fair, we do have like a very anal retentive production team, and I say that with a lot
that's-
of love to our boys.
That's good.
Yeah, Phil and Paul are our best editors and judges and whatnot. Guardians,
Chaperones.
Sonic Guardians, but they're really good about.
That's a
kind
good
of,
name for a band.
There you go.
Sonic
Right at the
Guardians.
top.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. We're gonna have a huge list of these by the end of this.
Well, yeah, we're not even halfway through this. Let's do it.
Medieval Sonic Guardians.
They take a lot of time to kind of figure out, what we need for live. Because obviously it's like you record a song with synths and guitars and all kinds of, and like lots of vocals. Like you're not going to be able to do it with just 4 guys or 4 people or whatever. But, we have to kind of figure out, all right, what do we absolutely need to be playing? What do we absolutely need to be singing? And then, we've got John Ullman for a reason. He helps kind of fill out some of the percussion stuff that we've got tracked on songs. And he also, he just brings a live energy too, because we played as a 4-piece for years and years, and it was fun. We had great times, but we did kind of realize, like, after a while, we could tell things were getting kind of stale, and we just needed something else. I think we thought of it like, would we want to see ourselves live, essentially? That's how we thought about it.
The answer
And
was kind of no.
kind of mostly no.
More no than yes.
Because we were focusing too much on just like nailing the songs, but we were just kind of standing there and doing it. Yeah, I mean, when we did our Telecoast release show here at the Sinclair, we had a horn section, pedal steel, some guest vocalists and stuff like that. So I think if you can really make the show special, especially for like hometown shows, we try not to play as many, just so that when we do them, we can really kind of make an impactful set for someone to actually want to come and see us, and it's not just the same show they saw last time.
Yeah.
We got a lot of surprises, a lot of new songs too, which we're super pumped about.
When Chuck and I were on that wave about live, piggybacking on that, when I listen to your music, I do think of a club. And I think of people with that driving quarter note bass note in some of these songs.
Yeah.
I can picture energy. Whether that transcends well for you guys and you think it does or not, I mean, I can see it in not just the sonic headphones, you know. There's not a lot of, and I'll use the electronic pop, whatever. A lot of times live you think about metal, you think about funk, you think about hip-hop, jam bands, but sometimes you don't think about the live show of your genre.
Yeah.
I actually think it can work well there.
Do you try to do the album when you're playing live, or do you try to just do you lengthen the songs? Is it exactly what?
That usually comes down to like when we're rehearsing and we will run through songs exactly how we record them. And again, now I was saying earlier, like we've kind of changed our entire songwriting process, so we're starting from more live feel, being like what feels best when we play live, as opposed to relearning stuff that we record and kind of piece together. So now we're trying to focus more on thinking about what will make us happiest when we play live. We'll get the song down, we'll record it, and then as we're rehearsing it, we'll be like, well, maybe this isn't exactly right. Maybe we should, extend this section. Maybe we can transition into this song, that kind of thing. So it's once we get into a room all together, we kind of figure out what the song actually needs to make it an exciting performance.
I think you also said this last album was a departure from your previous albums. Do you find yourself still going in a changing direction?
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the biggest things for us was like our keyboardist Paul. He can play. Him and Phil can really play most instruments.
We're just there to fill out the sound, really.
Yeah.
We're just there for looks.
Yeah, mostly. Where was I going with this? Yeah, Paul, for a long time, like years, Paul was just kind of stuck behind keyboards. But, he'd recorded guitar parts, he'd recorded bass parts, he'd recorded all different stuff. We were kind of thinking, like, how do we make it so we're all able to kind of, like, communicate on a more physical level on stage? Because it's like, you're kind of put in your zone and you don't really move from that. Where, Nate and I had a ton of flexibility because we were just playing guitar or bass, or I was just singing and Nate was playing bass. But with the new songs that we've got coming out, we really wanted to make them a little bit more live, kind of more raw. Yeah. The first song that we released this year is called Working Nights.
Right, that's one that sounded a little more, a little more electric guitar in there, a little more rough.
Yeah, I think
that's the quickest song we've ever written, recorded, and released.
Yeah,
I would have to say.
It was like 2 months, 3 months,
yeah,
maybe.
We basically wrote it in one night, got together, rehearsed it, then we were in the studio recording, and then we put it out, which was like a huge departure from Telecoast, which took us several years to kind of
lots of different versions,
and record and all that kind of stuff. We're trying to aim for capturing more of that, just like in the moment energy now.
Yeah, I mean, I can honestly say, I was actually just talking to Paul about this the other day. It was like, we've been rehearsing, getting ready for the show, and I don't remember a time recently that we were this excited about like new material. Just, I don't know, we've been kind of hitting an energy that we haven't had in a little while. We're just
coming together very easily.
Yeah, and honestly, I think it's just because we're not holding ourselves hostage for too long on like what this song could be, or maybe we could edit it a million more times and then release it next year. Like, we all do that. I know everybody in bands, like, you'll go through
it's like Telecoast. A painting. That's a nice little little speck I could put right there.
I could show you Dropbox folders on top of Dropbox folders of versions of songs on Telecoast that just
most of them have at least like 6 versions.
Oh my god, yeah.
But I think that's when one of you said that it was the first time you were able to play the bass and the drums at the same time, but you had to record them at the same time.
Yeah.
And you found that there was a live energy by playing together rather than being separated in like your own room.
Which seems like a very strange thing to say for a band, because I feel like most bands kind of do it all together.
Well, I think
our combo, it really translates to live.
Yeah.
It does, though.
You're feeling it with each other a little more.
much like any other electronic band, we have a lot of like tracks and stuff that we have that we, kind of give us like a roadmap for songs, and to not have that on a few songs in the set to really kind of loosen up, we can stretch this section out if we want. We can play this a little longer. Like, we've got some new songs now that I really want us to like. We can all do solos if we want. You know what I mean? Like, you can get weird with it. Like, we have some pretty long shows that we play once in a while at like breweries where it's like we got to play 3 hours. You got to make it fun for yourself. So if we can do that and not, want to break up at the end of the gig, then we won. So
yeah, the communication's key. If you're gonna extend a jam for 20 minutes, it's like you got to know where to go, how to end it.
Yeah.
I can confidently say we'll never jam for 20 minutes.
Or maybe 7.
Yeah, maybe like a hard 7. Yeah.
It's like an extra 8 bars, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, your songs are on the longer side. They're about 5 minutes, right?
Yeah. That's another kind of like rule we're kind of throwing out is like, if it feels good, if it's at 3 minutes and 10 seconds and it feels good, then let it be.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of times when it's like one of us will be like, yeah, but what about a bridge?
Yeah.
Could we squeeze a bridge?
Trust me, like whenever, like we have an album we're about to come out with.
Oh, awesome.
In 2030, I think. Right?
Okay.
Probably.
Yep.
That's what we're hoping for.
Yeah.
Tell us all about that.
12 years.
And all right, I know it's already 7 minutes, but I think it'd be really cool if you if you just kept on doing what you're doing there and just play around with it.
Yeah.
And then we have David Moore, who's like, this is way too long. We gotta cut this down. And it's like, no, but I like it. It sounds
Listen,
good.
We're gonna build up the Sonic Berlin Wall.
I know.
Tear it down.
I know, but he's not wrong. But it's the tendency to.
Anything creative, you can work on it forever.
I know.
Do you think anybody has ever released an album of like 10 songs that were all the same song, but all the different Dropbox versions?
So
like, think about Shadow, or think about some great hit song. You could do 10 versions.
Oh, we could put out like a
may,
box set. Yeah.
It may sell.
The Cure came out with Mixed Up. You ever heard Mixed Up?
I've heard of it. I'm not going to pretend like I've heard it.
Well,
but
they take like their big hits.
Oh, okay.
No, all their big hits.
Oh, and do what with them?
And remix them into with like a steady hip hop beat behind it, or like techno beat. It's really good.
It's good. All right.
It is. It's one of my. I play it all the time.
Like the hits too.
They're hits. Yeah, like Fascination Street and.
Never heard of this band.
The Cure.
Oh, The Cure.
The Cure.
Oh, okay.
When we release
called
our
Mixed
DVD
Up.
anthology set, you'll see the bonus features will include all of our Dropbox files.
Yeah, it'll be exclusively on Laserdisc.
We have gone full
Because we're
circle
from the
back to the
80s,
80s.
man.
That's right.
Are you guys
Believe
doing
it.
any festivals this summer or anything?
We're really just focusing on getting new. Like, we've been playing the Telecoast stuff for a long time, so
Yeah.
I think we really wanted to make new material a priority. This guy's getting married too, so we've gotten tons of weddings. I'm sure a lot of people have tons of weddings this year. And
Yeah.
That's what most famous musicians don't tell you, is all the weddings they have to go to.
yeah.
Right
You
there.
guys are probably at that age too, where it's like
Yeah.
late 20s, early 30s, and
old. Everyone's hopping on the marriage.
I think I had 7 last year I had to go to.
It's like all of our weekends are shot.
I remember those days.
It's like I read an interview with Lenny Kravitz who said he can only play 3 weekends a year because of all the weddings he had to go to.
oh, interesting.
So, I mean, he's doing all right. So.
Well, you're doing a ton of bar mitzvahs now, so you're in your bar mitzvah age.
Well, I'm
where
not
the money
playing.
is.
I'm not
Yeah.
playing.
You're not playing them. You're
Not
going
yet.
to them.
There's still time. You could get in on
They're
it.
he
making
ma-
the DVD features
Right.
of the
I'm not
show.
playing, but my son is going to be a bar mitzvah. So his ilk, his crew,
Oh yeah.
his Jew crew is
ilk.
getting a lot of.
Those were how.
His ilk is a good band name.
Yeah, right.
Is he like 7th, 8th grade?
He's 7th. Yeah.
Okay,
He's
yeah.
going into 8th, and then
Oh man.
it's like
What's the souvenir going to be?
Yeah. What's the theme? What's the theme?
he doesn't want a theme.
What?
He actually
Too
he's
cool.
very baseball man, like very.
I went to
very
3
sports.
baseball bar mitzvahs.
Really?
100%. Oh my god.
You've been to a lot of bar mitzvahs if you've been to 3.
I've been
baseball.
to.
I've
a
never been to a
lot.
bar mitzvah.
Oh my god.
Really?
I've
I've
been
never
to
been.
like at least 10.
Never been invited.
That's probably why.
You've been
I
to
haven't
10?
But your fiance is
Jewish?
Fiance
Jewish.
is a chosen one, yeah. We're definitely breaking
Breaking
we're not
glass,
doing
baby.
Anything religious except for breaking glass.
I love it.
But anyway, yeah, I'm not playing bar mitzvahs, but my son is going to many. And why are we talking about?
Well,
bar
because they're going to a lot of weddings right now. So
Yeah.
Oh, right.
they're in that stage
So
of their
is-
lives.
Becoming men.
So July 7th at Sinclair.
Yep.
My favorite place.
Yep.
One of my
Our
favorites.
That's right. We're at the Sinclair right now. We should give that shout out to the kitchen.
Sinclair Kitchen, baby.
Sinclair Kitchen.
We can
the
smell.
venue.
We can smell.
smells freaking
the-
awesome.
Oh yeah.
The food coming. So that's awesome, and it's a great place to see any band in Boston.
Is
much
this you
less-
guys playing? Who's playing that night?
Much less
Who else?
Bearstronaut.
So it's us, it's Dutch Rebel, who you guys
Oh,
just
sweet.
had, another band called Teen Ender, and then our good friend DJ ABD,
Yeah, we're not allowed to say his actual name.
he's Salim Akram from Bad Rabbits.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun too.
Oh yeah.
So there's a few gigs over the summer. There's no tour, but because you got all the personal stuff going on. And so when is the back into the studio, or are you already kind of toying with that right now?
Yeah, we got a new single coming out probably in 2 weeks.
Okay.
It's called Miracle Mile, and then we've got we got a few more songs like written and recorded almost all the way. We are planning on hitting Europe next year.
Oh, sweet. Have you done that before?
We've not, so we're really excited about getting over there. Still really in the beginning stages of planning that.
That's exciting.
We have the intention.
Yeah, we're going to try and do at least like a week of shows.
We're in Europe, you know?
We want to try and keep it somewhat contained so it's not like crazy overwhelming just because we're doing it on our own. But I think we're probably going to start in Paris. We've got some friends there that I think we're going to try and work some stuff out with.
Well, that's great. I mean, I could see you guys, in some Europe clubs. It'd be very cool.
Yeah, that's honestly been...
You got to keep in touch when you're in Europe.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Guys, thanks very much.
Thank you so much for having us.
Miracle Mile, talking up their business with the cowboy crocodile. They took up with some bulletproof preachers at the end of a suburban double feature. With the power and grace of a southern politician, they came and conquered like the Dixie Inquisition. Found a trunk of treasures and some pull-out junkies when they hustled out of town with all their on their Bible belts, coming down the river with no safety net. No, they weren't kissing cousins, but they're running out of time with nothing in their pockets but a Hollywood dime. They were very well spoken and could mind their manners, but it wasn't enough to give the Lord an answer. When they put it all together and the plan fell apart, ain't no southern hospitality when you're swimming in the dark.
Go to Bearstronaut.com to have a look and listen. You should definitely check these guys out live if you get the chance. And thanks again to the fine people at the Sinclair Kitchen for hosting us. Get a reservation at sinclaircambridge.com. Go to abovethebasement.com where you can join us on Patreon. Sign up for our newsletter, listen and subscribe to our podcast, like our Facebook page, follow us on Twitter, and look at all the nice pictures we post on Instagram. We are everywhere. On behalf of Ronnie and myself, thanks for listening. Tell your friends, and remember, Boston music, like its history, is unique. How would you like to join us in creating great conversations that inspire and connect? Patreon is a membership platform that provides a way for creators like us to build relationships and provide exclusive experiences to subscribers or patrons. We've been self-financed since we got off the ground in June of 2016, but in order to continue to fully invest all we can in each episode, we need your patronage. For more information, please go to patreon.com/abovethebasement.